I'd like to call this meeting to order. Would you please stand with me and recite the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You can go first.
Oh.
Let's do it this way. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to switch things around just a little bit. The first item of business tonight is our weekly commission reports. And Kathy McDowell, Commissioner McDowell, has something very important she wants to say. So I'm going to let her go first tonight. So
I won't make this person stand up.
Oh, no, they should stand up.
But I would like to, on behalf of the city, introduce our new financial director, Cinnamon Brown. She started today, and she still is alive, so that's a good thing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Cinnamon comes to us from Whitman County in eastern Washington, where she served as finance administrator. She also spent 3 years as director of budget and accounting for Whitman County Public Health. Cinnamon earned an MBA with an emphasis in accounting. She has a passion for public finance and comes on board during an exciting time for the city. Please join me in welcoming Cinnamon Brown to Shelton.
We can clap again.
Yay,
There you go.
Welcome.
And I have not met you. I'm Mayor Gary Krantz.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce
And then you know Commissioner Kathy McDowell. And then this is our Commissioner of Public Works.
And
it is
Community and Economic Development.
Yes.
Tracy Moore. So
Longest title.
that's us.
Yes.
So welcome to Shelton.
So do you want me to finish my
Yeah,
report?
you go ahead and finish
Okay,
your report.
I have kind of a quiet week. I did attend the left board this morning, which I announced last week. Since it was Labor Day, I wouldn't announce it Monday, so I announced it last week. And for anyone who doesn't know what it is, it's law enforcement officers and firefighters, and the county and city, we manage their pension, their medical bills. So anyway, I went to that this morning. Tomorrow I will be taking a tour of the partially built Sierra Pacific mill, so I get to see how it's coming along. I'm excited to see that. And that's my week.
Very good. Commissioner Moore.
Hey, I want to know how you get a tour of the mill. I want to tour that too.
We will.
But I will contact them, I guess.
had to be a pest.
Oh,
She bugged her way in.
good for you. Today I had a meeting with an individual who's interested in pursuing some ideas for the Simpson Rail Line, which was good. There are a lot of people out there, so we're going to get them all together. And I have a meeting this week with a lady from Tacoma who is, she is retired now, but her specialty was forming public development associations, PDAs, which would be a public-private partnership, which is probably the entity that is going to work the best for taking advantage of the opportunities we may have from the roundhouse and the rails. So I'm really excited to meet with her, and met with a young man today. I have another meeting and I didn't write it down, so we'll get to that. It seems that I often have meetings that happen during the week. I wanted to announce that last week I was able to attend a meeting with Mason County and Homes First, and I was so very excited that we have just closed on the first two buildings with the partnership between the Mason County and Homes First for veterans housing. And so we closed on one building that is a duplex, which can house a number of people, depending on if it's a family in one unit or individuals in the other unit. And we also now have a designated veteran shelter. And those buildings there'll be more publicity later, and they're hoping to have those filled by the end of September, which is amazing. And then Homes First will be doing some renovations. They're looking to hire some people to keep up the yard maintenance, so they take good care of their buildings. I'm really excited at this first step in the partnership with them. We're already looking forward to more buildings that won't necessarily be focused on veterans housing, but on making more affordable housing in our community, and they're great partners because they keep up their properties really well. So on Monday, there is a fundraiser for Homes First, and if anyone is interested in that, please let me know, because I'm trying to fill a table. And I think that's it for my week. Thank you.
Very good. I am going to be attending a Economic Development Council meeting on Thursday, and I, just like Commissioner Moore, have something else that's happening this week. And unfortunately, I left my big book at my store, and so I'm just going to say I'm sorry. I don't usually forget these things, but Thursday will be Economic Development Council, and then I'm sure we'll have other meetings that happen, that they just pop up sometimes. So that completes our commission reports. Are we ready for a reading of the consent agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Could we please have that?
Report for consent agenda. Vouchers numbered 12487 through 12526 in the amount of $514,669.02. Handwritten warrant number 12486 in the amount of $85 to Quest CenturyLink. The commission meetings from business meeting of August 15th, 2016, study session of August 22nd, 2016, study session of August 29th, 2016, and Shelton Civic Center Rotating Art Gallery artist recommendations of Ms. Catherine Irving, acrylic, mixed media, graphite, resin, bronze, and Mr. Steve Hendrickson, oil.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I second that motion.
There's a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposed. I voted aye. So the
Mayor,
agenda
Mayor,
passes.
excuse me, I believe that we skipped over general public comment.
Well, absolutely we did. And so you know what we do when that happens? We just come back to it. We pass the agenda. And now, if there's anybody from the general public that would like to speak, here's an opportunity. Did we have anybody sign in? There's another opportunity later in the meeting, which will be coming fairly shortly. There is no old business, no new business. At this time, I'm turning the meeting over to our City Administrator, Ryan Wheaton, for any administration reports.
Commissioners, a couple things on staffing. So we introduced Cinnamon Brown tonight. We are also moving forward with the search for a new management assistant. So the position to fill, or the person to fill Vicki Look's position, we're likely to move some information forward to you next week. So be prepared for that. The other thing that we want to let you know is that Jason Dose has agreed to be the interim CED director. He is going to do that until we can get that job posted and filled. So we expect to post that job within the next few weeks as well.
I have a question for
Sure.
you. Can you give us an update on last week's discussion about increased utility costs for duplex owners?
We established that there are 125 duplexes in town. 48 of them were affected through the action that was taken in February. We recognize that the process that we went through in February was not the appropriate process, and that we need to figure out a way to mitigate the impacts for the people that were impacted. We're asking for a little bit more time to figure out a plan moving forward. We'll bring an update, a full update next week, and it's going to take a week or two before we actually get a plan together in place. But we have established that we could have done this in a different way that would have been more effective, not just for this purpose, but also would have lessened the impact that people felt. So that will be coming. We will provide an update next week.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments at this time? Thank you very much. We now have, another general public comment period. So I see Mr. Olson has signed in. Please come forward, state your name for the record.
Mike Olson. I too would like to make a couple of comments about last week's meeting, a couple observations. One of them was that I wasn't sure how it worked out, but it seems that this was like a last-minute agenda item. The way that Greg Clark's assistant brought him down the information. And if this was such a big item, I don't understand why it was never put on the agenda. Because I think it obviously was a pretty important thing, seeing how you took up half the meeting discussing it. And I just think that looks a little untransparent to the public when you don't put things on the agenda and then have a very lengthy discussion with the premise of possibly changing an ordinance. So I just wanted to kind of make that you set the agenda, that at what point did you decide to put this on the agenda unofficially? That's one of the points. The other point is that, you guys are a legislative body. Your job is to balance the laws of the city for the whole, not a minority. And as they just stated, there's only 48 duplex owners. That's a minority. And it seems that if you cave to this, you're caving to special interest groups, duplex owners who are not upset, or who are now upset that they're paying their fair share. And if you're concerned with low-income people being affected this, why aren't you addressing all the low-income single-family resident, people that are already paying this? It doesn't seem fair to give the duplex owners a break when nobody else gets that break. They are a single. They have the same impact on the city's infrastructure as a house would. And I don't understand what the big pushback is that they're being charged the same amount that everybody else is paying. Are we going to now cave to, which I would fully support if you gave all low-income people a break on their their meter charges. But seeing as how we can't do that as it being a gift of public funds, I think you better be very cautious about doing this because it really smacks of paying off a special interest group, especially in the position that you're in, that you're also a duplex owner. I just, there's a reason these things are in place. We have infrastructure issues. We need to deal with them. We need to have funds for them. Everybody else has been paying them forever, and I just don't know that it's the proper way to go about it when you sign something and 6 months later when one person comes in that you now jump to fix it for them. It just doesn't seem fair. So I just want to make those points that you need to do what's best for the whole city, not for a small ownership group of duplexes. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anybody else signed in? All right. Now for administration final touches. Any touches? Yes.
We will be bringing forward from Heidi McCutcheon is asking for a letter of support for the Downtown Visioning Advisory Committee from the city. We will be bringing that forward next week. It's for their Our Town grant. And then Tracy Beck is asking for a letter of support for Mason Transit Authority for Washington DOT Funding Assistance Consolidated Grant Program.
All right.
We'll see that.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me, Wendy, what was the first one that the chamber's asking for? I know a letter of support, but you said a grant.
For Downtown Visioning Advisory Committee, it's called Our Town Grant. Our Town.
Our town. Okay, thank you.
Very good. Any more administration points?
Not this time.
Hearing none, our next meeting will be September 12th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. This meeting is adjourned.